Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, pro-Palestinian activists disrupt daily life in cities across the U.S. and beyond, from Chicago to San Francisco to right here in Detroit. The protest is said to be part of a global economic blockade to free Palestine.
Yeah, so here in Detroit, activists clog the streets from Dearborn to Corktown, leading to a showdown with police. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack joins us live with the story. Jessica, it's been a busy day here and across the country.
Absolutely. Definitely making a point. Now, as you said, they started in Dearborn, the convoy. They followed Michigan Avenue right here into Corktown. And for reference, we're right in front of the old train station. That's where things kind of took a bit of a turn. Now, Detroit police saying they were part of that convoy, realized that these protesters were not obeying the traffic laws. That's when they started stopping people, issuing some citations, actually making some arrests. 4 people were arrested and 38 tickets were given out.
Detroit, Seattle, Montreal, and in dozens of other cities across the world, we will identify and blockade major choke points in the economy.
Here at home, the caravan started in Dearborn around noon, heading east on Michigan Ave into Detroit, with its sights set on the Ambassador Bridge to clog commerce. All part of an international movement Monday, April 15th, organized by a group called A15, who says symbolic gestures no longer work and that they must escalate.
On April 15th, people across 4 continents will launch an economic blockade in solidarity with Palestine.
They never got to the Ambassador, though. Detroit police started moving in near Corktown, saying to Fox 2 that the protesters were not stopping for lights or stop signs, nearly causing accidents. 4 people were arrested, 5 vehicles were impounded, and 38 citations were doled out, specifically for blocking intersection and traffic lanes. Similar scenes in New York City on the Brooklyn Bridge.
So easily a dozen people or more being arrested in this protest as they go across the Brooklyn Bridge.
Hundreds flooding to the bridge for hours. Overwhelmed officers, it got heated.
Getting a little physical down there. We see them keeping protesters up against the wall.
And in Chicago, protesters blocked travelers from getting to O'Hare International Airport on the highways.
I feel like, yes, I'm sorry it was an inconvenient, but imagine living in Gaza right now and what they've been dealing with for the last 6 months.
This could have been what the Ambassador Bridge would have looked like. This is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, leaving the bridge closed down for 5 hours and leading to almost 30 arrests. Pro-Palestinian supporters stopped their cars in unison on the bridge during the morning commute.
To hold up people who are genuinely trying to get to work doesn't help anybody.
The group that organized this A15, they say this was all to raise awareness for the billions of tax dollar money going to Israel. Now, talking a little bit about those citations, 38 of them given out right here in Corktown. Some of the folks said that they were cited for not wearing a seatbelt, hanging out of the window, and of course, not stopping at those red lights. Reporting live in Corktown, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Jess, this is another occasion where a message is sent loud and clear, but for the people who were arrested, what happens with them?
Well, I talked to one of the organizers earlier by phone, wanted to stay anonymous, but this was maybe around 5 o'clock today. They were still trying to get those 4 that were arrested out of custody. As it stands tonight, they went dark, so I wasn't clear on if they are out or not. But regardless, we're talking about tickets, and it's not cheap to get those cars out of impound.
Jess, we appreciate it. Jessica Dupnack reporting live. Thank you. Well, big plans for General Motors in downtown Detroit.
The automaker will move its longtime headquarters to the city's newest skyscraper.
As you know by now, the worst kept secret, Hudson's will soon be the global headquarters of one of America's most beloved brands and Detroit's very own General Motors.
GM will move from the Renaissance Center to the new Hudson's Detroit. GM CEO Mary Barra and billionaire Dan Gilbert announced this afternoon. Hudson's is the 2nd tallest building in Detroit and will have a luxury hotel, restaurants, and apartments. GM is expected to make the move in 2025.
We'll be the signature tenant of this state-of-the-art building. We'll have space to display our vehicles and host events with all the modern amenities you'll imagine from a developer like Bedrock. It will be our corporate headquarters, our nerve center, and a collaborative space for our employees.
The Renaissance Center has served as GM's headquarters since 1996. Plans for the building's future are still being discussed.
It was a gorgeous day and a great way to kick off the new week.
Yeah, it was. We had a couple back-to-back days, and we're hoping for maybe another one there. Captain Rich Luderman standing by with our forecast.
Tara and Brandon, yesterday, Sunday, we hit 80 degrees with all the sunshine. Today, we topped out near 70 degrees with plenty of sunshine. But now our next system is coming out of the Rockies, and already some active weather there in South Dakota. Tomorrow, we're going to see more in the way of cloudiness. There's going to be a cooler breeze from the east, but you can see it's all quiet out there right now for Detroit, for Chicago, Traverse City, over to Toronto, down to Pittsburgh. No problems. It's going to be Wednesday that brings some active weather to the region. How about live pictures from the Sulaks? A little cooler up there, 39 degrees. A little haze out there as well with a breeze. But here are the daytime highs for us. 69 here. 66 in Port Huron. Look at that. Numbers in the middle part of the state, even warmer. 72 Hillsdale and Lansing, Grand Rapids. 72 degrees earlier today. Here are the numbers. Metro Airport, 69.47. Still a good 10 degrees above where we should be for this time of April. There are the averages, 59 and 39. Look at the numbers. The records on the high side, 85 and then again 21. So we can see some big big swings in April. 56 in Jackson, 50 Windsor, 54 Mount Clemens. A little cooler up there in Port Huron right now, 50 degrees. Thankfully, not a lot of breeze, although tomorrow it is going to be an easterly flow, and that tends to make it feel a bit cooler this time of year. 56 Grand Rapids, 61 Chicago, 62 to our south in Columbus. Tonight and tomorrow, no problem. High pressure is going to move across the Great Lakes, but here's our system for Wednesday. That'll slide across the Great Lakes, bringing some showers, yes, perhaps a rumble of thunder here for the afternoon hours Wednesday. We are not expecting an all-day soaker Wednesday, but some showers will come and go. Severe weather potential for Wednesday is going to be south of us in that area of yellow, Indianapolis and Cincinnati especially. Comfortable for the rest of tonight, down to 45, back to 65 tomorrow. So temperatures falling off just a bit. 67 Wednesday with some showers, and then notice for the weekend ahead, Brandon, Taryn, it's going to be chilly around here. Numbers in the 50s for daytime highs. We'll check it again starting at 4 a.m.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Well, a disturbing discovery at an elementary middle school in northwest Detroit.
So a weapon was found in a child's backpack. The pistol was found on a 13-year-old boy at the end of the school day at Bow Elementary Middle School. Now, it is not clear where he got it, but police are interviewing the child's parents. The student was taken to a youth home after the weapon was found. No one was hurt.
Where's he at? Right there, right there. No!
New today, Warren police releasing body cam footage of last week's deadly officer-involved shooting. It happened Friday afternoon on Garber Drive. Officers responded to a call where an armed 18-year-old was accused of attacking his family. The suspect was revived several times as officers tried to save his life, but he was pronounced dead at a local hospital.
It was clear the subject took an offensive stance with the gun raised and pointed towards the officers, at which time our officers fired 11 rounds, 3 of which struck the suspect.
Police believe the suspect was suffering a mental health crisis. 4 officers are on paid administrative leave as the investigation continues.
Former University of Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson was arrested for operating while intoxicated early this morning in Ann Arbor. Police say the 33-year-old football staffer was taken into custody around 3 in the morning after being involved in a single vehicle crash at Eisenhower Parkway in South State. Robinson played quarterback for Michigan from 2009 to 2012. We have some sad news to pass along tonight.
Yes, world-renowned forensic pathologist Dr. Werner Spitz has died at the age of 97. The German native was known as a pioneer in the field, working on high-profile cases like JFK's autopsy, the John Benet Ramsey homicide investigation, and O.J. Simpson's murder trial. Dr. Spitz also served as chief medical examiner in Wayne and Macomb counties and testified in countless trials over the decades. Now, Macomb County Executive Mark Hackle tells us weeks before he passed away, Werner Spitz was still working, consulting on cases.
This guy was an icon, before his time. I started in 1981 and got to know Dr. Spitz, doing these autopsies and performing them. He had a cult of personality, not just with those of us in law enforcement, but I think even the general public knew who he was because his genuine nature about caring about, these crime scenes and these individuals that he was looking at to find out exactly what happened to them.
I cannot say.
Now, we're told Dr. Spitz died of natural causes at his home in St. Clair Shores. Also tonight, changes are coming to Ann Arbor Public Schools.
It's been a chaotic week, and this week, the district will meet with the community regarding potential layoffs.
I know these next few months will be difficult, but it is important that these events and conversations do not overshadow the excellent programming we provide every day at Ann Arbor Public Schools.
School board held a virtual town hall this evening. Last week, the board approved layoffs for teachers and other positions due to a projected deficit of $25 million. Exactly how many employees will be laid off is unclear. The district will hold community meetings tomorrow at Huron High School and at Skyline High School on Thursday. Both of those begin at 6:30. If westbound I-94 at Haggerty is part of your commute, there will be some unexpected construction traffic this week.
Yes, and that's all thanks to a careless driver. MDOT shared this photograph on X today. See the tire tracks right there in the right-hand lane? Ooh. Someone drove in the construction zone, ruining the new cement. As a result, the right two lanes will be closed from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Wednesday. After that, the right lane will remain closed for about a week for concrete curing. Hopefully, everyone stays in their lane during this process.